Nogi neighbors. So come on in, it's time for another episode with your best friends. I got the flavor. Think we should dive right in. We'll spit facts about gold plaques and high level competition. Look back on old footage, maybe see what we missing. Kick back and train hard is the way that we living. Talk smack and stay humble, having fun on a mission. Big top pressure is the reason why you submitting. Yes sir. Steady pushing forward, no setbacks. Just a couple low belts soon to turn black. And if you hating, better stop that, cause it's the Nogi Neighbors Podcast. White belt.
We're almost breaking things. Hello, and welcome to the Nogi Neighbors Podcast. Once again,
we're back. Any martial arts podcast would be a little bit out of line if you kicked it off this week and didn't address the elephant in the room. Akira Toriyama sadly has passed away this week, and we gotta talk about it.
I would very much like to talk about it. Have you seen the drawing he made of him in paradise?
Of himself?
Of himself in paradise.
No, I haven't.
It's not actually him. It's a cartoon. It's a little cartoon figure that is representative of him, and it's cute anyway. And he's looking at like a book, not that. He's looking at a book, and and like right next to it is like, this is pornography, and then or sexy.
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I've seen that before.
And he's like got food in front of him, and then like a model car set right next to him, and it's like, this is him in paradise. So a lot of people have been drawing that and saying thank you, Akira Toriyama. This has been amazing. I feel I looked at a bunch of mangakas. Yeah, that's right. You guys like saying a lot of Japanese words in your jiu-jitsu. Yeah, inside Senkaku. So mangaka, those are the people that make the Japanese comic books. Anyway, there's like whole generations that were inspired by Akira Toriyama, right? And
you don't know who Akira Toriyama is.
He made Dragon Ball
and Chrono Trigger,
Dragon Ball Super. He drew Chrono Trigger. I'm not sure if he wrote. I don't think
he made the game. But.
Yeah, and but anyway, so he drew Dragon Ball. I mean, and that was like one of the first shonen, meaning like weekly child's or kids cartoons that turned into
first
adult
anime
cartoons.
Everybody saw, and it got a lot of people into martial arts.
Biggest anime, yeah, and a lot of people into martial arts.
Or not all the fighters, but a lot of fighters like him. Huge in Latin America.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny, the fighters that have seen Dragon Ball, they're super into it, but the people that haven't seen anime, they just look at people like, what is wrong with you? Why are you watching these cartoons?
Dragon Ball's had I would say it's had a pretty big influence as far as media goes. It's had a pretty big influence on like just getting people into martial arts, just like, Ninja Turtles or Bruce Lee or anything else.
Yes.
When I went to Guatemala when I was like 13 or 14.
Wow.
When I was in Guatemala, some of those kids down there, and like kids and teenagers, would have like 10 walls. They would have like shoes with like holes through them.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't have like a lot of basic necessities. But they would be watching Dragon Ball on TV. They would all be watching Dragon Ball. I was watching I was like, that guy's watching the Cell games.
Yeah.
Like he's also like starving.
Cell games,
crazy.
Yeah, starving, but they're watching a specific saga within the anime called Cell Games. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my most favorite reaction of a mangaka was the creator of One Punch Man. He responded with, "It's surreal. It doesn't feel like he's dead. He's always seemed like a star in the sky. Like his genius is just like untouched and unable to be reached." Because he was just the first. He was the first, and he inspired so many people. But anyway, I really feel like that too, because I feel like artists and martial artists, especially nowadays, because we have like videos and stuff like that, their art precedes them.
Yeah.
Like it's going to continue on, like what this person did in the sport is going to is
especially if their IP still generating dollar signs.
yeah, the Gracies for sure.
I was thinking about just Dragon Ball's probably going to keep going.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking about.
Big time. Yeah, apparently his son writes Dragon Ball, likes Dragon Ball sometimes.
That's cool.
So he was like 70 or something. I think he died from a pulmonary embolism.
Oh, okay.
So basically, yes, a heart attack, exactly that. But yeah, I loved all the memes where it was the cartel. The cartel this is a sad day for the cartel because they all love Dragon Ball. It's hilarious. And you know the meme where it's just like
every time an episode comes out, like gang activity from the cartel goes down.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Is that true? Or
there was a meme that was depicting it like as a true fact. I don't know if it's true. I haven't researched.
I believe it. I believe it,
dude. I believe it, man.
Yeah. If you're on that, if you're trying to cross into America and the cartel's coming after you, you should just say Goku would hate you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that'll slow him down a little bit. It might not stop him.
That would be like being in the Bible Belt and saying like, "What would Jesus think?"
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'll do it.
But yeah. So Akira Toriyama, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Will be missed.
Yeah, big time. Anyway, I figured we could. What's your next on the docket?
I mean, if you got something, we can get to that.
Okay. I got something. I was just gonna go over my knee injury. It's going well.
Yeah, dude.
It's going good.
Did you get this pump?
Yeah, I got the blood of the innocent straight to my knee. I'm just kidding, but it would be funny if it were. It's just water. It's just ice water. Jackson just saw me just get a giant piece of ice out of the freezer and then chip at it until I could put it in this giant
That's one way to get it done.
Thing. It's got a pump. It's shooting it straight to my knee. It's good. My knee's doing great. I'm getting back to jiu-jitsu a little bit, just trying to be careful with it.
Had a meniscus tear and surgically untear.
Yeah, well, it didn't surgically untear, but surgically got the frayed edges of it out so that I could walk correctly, which is nice because immediately as it happened, it was I was in the middle of rolling, of course, and big dude right on top of me. I inverted back in, didn't want him to pass my guard. I felt the pain, but then I just went into it because I thought he's not going to pass my guard. I don't care how much it hurts.
Priorities,
100%.
Can't have this guard pass, man.
Yeah, listen, priorities has been a real theme of my life in these recent months. But anyway, it just and immediately I knew I couldn't extend it, couldn't bring it back. Brought it to Dr. Cantrell, and he was there rolling that night, thankfully.
Yeah,
and
built at our gym. Super cool guy.
Super cool guy, just abbed out at all times. Super. He's a big carnivore diet. Yeah, which is it works for him.
Yeah, dude.
And that's what's great. Oh yeah, and plus he's got so much energy. He makes a lot of eye contact. He's a very cool guy. But anyway, so he checked it. He said it's probably a meniscus or an LCL. MRI said it was meniscus. Got it done. Funny story about that. I don't know if I've even told you this story, but I figured I'd just give the people a little bit of that. I haven't told many people. Dr. Cantrell could be listening to this, and I could tell him that right now. Anyway, so I get there. Well, me and my mom get there. Get to the surgical place, whatever. We do all the things, and then we get there. But it turns out we're like 3 hours early.
Yeah.
They want you to be there. It sucks. You got to wait for 3 hours, but it's not the worst. I mean, there's a little TV. We can choose whatever channels, whatever. Anyway, and my mom just slowly gets angrier and angrier. Why do we have to wait this long? Blah, blah, blah. Why would they ever do that to you? I just keep telling her, like, Mom, do not be mean to Dr. Cantrell. He's like the coolest guy. Like, I get it. We're waiting, but also he's about to open me up, and like, you don't want to mess with that, you know? Like, I couldn't stress enough why.
You don't put words into a gift horse's mouth.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so eventually I calmed her down. And he came in. She was very passive aggressive with him, but he prayed with us, and it was a very nice and touching moment. And he was very nice. And Mom afterwards, she's like, he was nice. And I'm like,
yeah,
So-
dude, he's awesome.
like, of course, yeah, exactly. So so that it worked out really well. It was like 20 minutes later, I was back awake. I was on drugs. It was nice. And then and I've just been going to physical therapy and working it out since then, and finally getting back to moving around. Fun times, jiu-jitsu. But yeah, what's your next thing?
Well, there's the Tyson Paul fight.
So I don't know anything about this. Do you? What is it?
They're having a boxing match.
They're when?
I don't know.
Okay,
They are having one though.
Yeah, this is ridiculous, and I think that Tyson's going to beat the crap out of this kid.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's young athlete. He's shown he is a real boxer. He's not just a YouTuber.
Okay.
But we've also got Mike Tyson, who's, in his 50s.
In his 50s. Let's figure out exactly what age Mike Tyson's
I think he's 57.
57?
I believe so.
Okay.
Versus
I believe it.
Versus a young athletic Paul brother. I don't know, man. I don't know if the question in my mind is even who's gonna win as much as it is should this happen.
Guess what month it's going to happen?
What month?
July 20th.
Okay.
March, April, May, June, July.
Yeah.
So in like 4 months.
Yeah.
Or 3 months.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think? Should this happen? I mean, it's a super smart play because, in the words of Chael Sonnen, when you're a fighter, your job is to take the easiest fight possible against the biggest name possible as often as possible.
Now, Craig Jones has also said this, so
it's true though.
It is true.
Even if your two options is which one's the easier fight is the number 1 and number 2 contender. If you're matched up better to beat the number 1 contender and he's got a bigger name, whatever, you pick the best way to boost your brand with the least amount of risk.
So, Jake, you feel as though this is the least amount of risk for Jake Paul?
I mean, the name Mike Tyson
is big. Still.
Is massive. You're not going to get a bigger name. Like, the other names that would currently hold the same weight is like John Jones.
Okay.
Francis Ngannou. Yeah. Tyson Fury. What other kind of names even are close to Mike Tyson? Like, Tyson...
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the UFC's made their entire empire off of, is build this champion up, build this champion up, build this champion. And the way you build him is fighters that already have a name. He has to eat them on the way up. And then once he gets to his peak, he passes his peak a little bit, you've milked all the money out of him.
Yeah.
Now you drag and parade their corpse through the streets on a Tony Ferguson 7-fight losing streak to build up, all these other fighters on their way up. That's how the fight game works. It's cannibalistic. Yeah. It's disgusting.
But don't you love it whenever it goes wrong?
But it's how the game. Yeah, like Dustin Poirier was supposed to lose yesterday. I think.
Yeah,
because
he was supposed to. I don't know.
I think he was supposed to lose. I think they were trying to build this cat up. And they were trying to get him up there, and a lot of people didn't think Dustin was going to win, and it blew up in their face. Dustin got the win.
Just the most beautiful knockout.
It was nice. It was really nice.
It was nice. The knockout, just the blood spurting from his face while it happened, was beautiful. I thought it was really nice. He was also hanging about. He was just sort of like, I'm going to go for the guillotine again. And again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah, he took some risks that didn't pay off and still won.
Yeah, that's the crazy part, right?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, like there were times when I saw his opponent on top, and I thought, man, why is he not taking advantage of this? But I guess he was just tired.
I like to see people willing to risk it. Because when you're too scared to take any risks and your game doesn't really open up.
And then you get boring.
It's pretty boring.
Oh, big time. Yeah, we have a problem with that in jiu-jitsu a little bit.
Dude, in all combat sports, there's a problem with it. Probably, I wouldn't say all sports, but all combat sports for sure. Pretty big time issue with that.
Sorry?
Did you watch this most recent PGF qualifier?
Yeah.
So what do you think about that stalling call to try to get rid of that?
Try to get rid of the stalling call? You mean the get down rule?
Well, it's not just a get down rule. It's a stalling call. He's got a flag he's throwing. There's a 20-second get down rule now,
And
which
he
is a little
sees the
fast for me.
20-second, yeah.
You can't get any like.
I thought it was a little quick.
That's a little quick. Like
Maybe
20
30 seconds. Maybe 30 seconds.
I mean, EBI does a minute. If you want to do it a little faster than EBI, maybe 45, 40, something. 20 is just a bit much for me.
What's the percentage? So they were 6-minute matches, right?
Yeah.
How many? So
EBI
6 times 60.
EBI is
6 times 60
10-minute matches, and they
360 seconds.
Yeah, and EBI does 10-minute matches. So it's a tenth of the match. Is the percentage they use.
Okay.
So a tenth of
60 of 3. It's 360 seconds.
So 32 seconds or 36 seconds.
Okay, yeah, that's what we should probably do then, right? I mean, I think
that'd be fine with me. That's fine. I would like that better than 20 seconds is just a little quick because when you get Jake Elkins and Randy Roden out there, I want to see them wrestle a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
I want to see some takedowns. I want to see. I want to see it.
You want to see it, yeah.
At the same time, I don't want to watch two guys club each other the entire match and
the face,
be scared to get to the ground,
slap each other in the face.
Yeah. Unless it's combat jiu-jitsu rules, then
then we can.
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, I think combat jiu-jitsu we should have standing slaps.
No, because then it becomes.
How can we stand and slap? Yeah. Then it becomes power slap.
Yeah, kinda. I like it exactly how it is. If I was gonna change anything in it, maybe add a mollywop rule. I think every EBI should have some form of a mollywop rule where you can't just defend up until overtime or run until overtime. You got to have something for that. I mean, the slaps do help with that. It's really hard to stall on bottom if you're getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, you could still get in the closed guard and just hold on to the posture and not really try for anything. Like, there's still ways to stall it out to overtime. Yeah. So
was this most recent UFC Invitational? Was that ADCC rules?
I didn't see any of it. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Okay. It looked like it was ADCC rules because they would have overtime.
I went back and watched.
And it was the first one to get points. First one to get points was won in the overtime. I love that.
I don't know. I remember the last one we watched had a new rule set. I honestly can't remember.
Oh, the last one we watched with that new rule set was garbage.
So this one wasn't the same?
This was not. This one was different.
Okay.
This one was entirely different.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah. They didn't have any negatives.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I just saw.
They did have negatives. They just weren't as evil with their negatives.
Gotcha.
Remember when this person was like just a whole bunch of ridiculousness in the last one versus the most recent one. But yeah, I loved watching the PGF qualifier. It was great.
Speaking of the PGF, documentary dropped today. Have you seen it yet?
I did. I watched it.
There's a brand new documentary our friend Keelan and Brandon made.
Yes.
It's called Grapplers, No Gi, No Money. It's awesome. I went through and watched it. Both of our names is in the credits, so that's cool.
Fun times, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's really dope. It's a really
and it wasn't the only credit that we got from it. I mean, I got paid from doing the PGF, so that was cool.
I didn't win the my team wasn't the winning team. So I couldn't claim the coach prize, but that's all right.
What was the coach prize?
I don't even know. Whatever.
A certain amount of money, I guess.
Yeah, probably. I can't remember.
Okay. I get you.
Yeah. I'm still awaiting a Shark Tank actually from losing to Kaya's team.
Yeah, you keep talking about that. That's been how many months in the making?
I'm not the one holding it up.
Okay.
It takes a whole lot to organize a
Shark Tank.
Remember when Brandon did his? He had to do the whole thing and have all the people out.
It was a big day. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna do a big one, line them up.
Are we doing a big one?
I don't care how we do it. I'm just saying.
We should just have it on Tuesday or Thursday night.
When there's a debt
to be paid,
the debt collector's got to come get it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Are you the debt collector,
no,
or I'm
in debt.
You're in
but
debt.
I'm waiting on the debt collector to show up.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You're ready to pay.
I've got the money.
I get you.
I'm just waiting on the debt collector to show up.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to do the Shark Tank.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I mean, I want to hear. Or if
really
you talked to Brandon about it, how was the last time you talked?
Brandon's totally forgotten about it.
Kaya
remembers. Travis remembers.
Oh, okay. How long ago did you talk to Kaya about it?
It's been a couple weeks.
Okay, all right. I'll talk to her as soon as I see her.
We're all busy people.
We'll make it.
I'm more than willing to make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I'll get Shark Tanked.
Yeah, okay. It'll
I
probably
need
be
to
like,
get Shark-
what
I
about
need to
Open the
train
Mat?
anyway.
Open Mat would be an interesting Shark Tank, right?
I mean, however we want to do it. See, our gym doesn't really do Shark Tanks.
True.
I've done one before, but it was at another gym. I just happened to be there on a day we were doing them, so I
You're
hopped
just
in.
like, yeah.
But you know,
I've done one before, yeah. I mean, I've done the Brandon one, but then
I had to work. I couldn't make it.
I
to that
did
one.
another one at Ironclad. Every time they like give somebody a belt,
Yeah,
they'll Shark Tank 'em,
That's cool. That's cool. I like
which
that.
is cool. Yeah, it turns it into a different type of vibe. Like there's less. It's more like just like who can tap him.
Do they give it
Everybody's
to them
walking.
and then Shark Tank them?
They give it to him, then Shark Tank 'em.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe they see a lot of gyms do
think-
like a Shark
I think.
Tank is like a gauntlet, like a test.
Well, yeah. They don't know
Like a
that
belt
they're gonna
test.
get it. So it's like, how would they get Shark Tanked and not know that they're gonna get it? So it's a
some
surprise.
gyms test for belts.
That's true,
Like,
but it's not
even,
a test.
Even
It's-
other martial arts test for belts.
Yeah, I mean those are the dumb schools, but
I mean-
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
It's a different way of doing it. It's a different way of doing it.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I bet they wear pajamas too.
A lot of them do, man. A lot
Yeah,
of them do.
man, they are keeping laundromats alive, probably.
Yeah, dude. I hate washing geese. They're annoying.
Yeah,
They're really annoying.
yeah.
This roster for PGF Season 6,
Oh my god.
it's crazy.
Oh my
Let me run
God.
through the names real quick.
So let's not talk about the coaches and then let's talk about or let's talk about the coaches and then go into their teams and then talk. Or have we had the draft? No, we haven't.
No, we won't have the
There's
draft
no
till
way.
the day before.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But we do have our 4 coaches announced. Eddie Bravo is going to be coach of Team X Marshall.
Okay.
That's the only one with a brand attached to it so far. The other ones don't have sponsors or brands or whatever yet. So they're just the coaches have been announced, but the rest of it hasn't.
Big word is yet.
If you're a sponsor, maybe look into that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, did you set a 30-minute thing?
I did. We're good.
Okay, making sure.
I've got so we've got Eddie Bravo, Hodger Gracie.
Okay.
That's insane.
Big
Hodger's like the only guy that Gordon gives props to.
True.
And that's
True.
I mean that's saying something. But and he's also not really big on the jiu-jitsu scene anymore. Like you don't really see him doing I mean, I've seen him do an interview on like Lex Friedman, but other than that, like he doesn't get on media. He's not at events.
He's not. Yeah, he's not up in everybody's face.
Well, he's kind of like
I like it.
He kind of got his and got gone. Like we
Okay.
haven't seen this guy at all in a long time, but now he's going to be in the PGF in a big way. Higan Machado,
Yeah.
very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
And then the last one we've got Andre Galvao. That's awesome.
That's big. That's
I mean,
big.
so for the athlete roster so far, we got Nathan Haydad. I'm not actually familiar with that guy. That's the only guy on the roster that I straight up don't know.
Don't know.
He was announced last, and he's do you remember that seminar we had with Helio Seneca?
I remember that.
Yeah,
I didn't go to it, but I remember
this guy's one of his students.
Helio
Yeah.
Seneca student. All right.
Yeah, and then we've got John Combs, trials winner,
Okay.
ADCC vet.
Even awesomer.
PJ Barch, he just got 4th at ADCC.
Uh-huh.
Then we've got qualifier winner Mike John.
Okay.
He did awesome at the qualifier. He got MVP at the Combat Jiu-Jitsu team duel on the winning team, Teams for the Planet. Jamie Carnall also got an invite. He got 2nd at the qualifier. We got Kieran Kutchuk, Max Hansen, who just came off a huge win in Enigma.
Nice.
Davis Asare, Kevin Buring, PGF vet.
That's gonna be exciting.
That guy is somebody to watch. If you're in the
For
Southeast, you know.
sure.
You know.
Big time.
Andy Varela, one of the most exciting men in grappling, period.
Okay.
Hinato Canuto, returning champ, David Evers. The last time we had this weight class, David Evers was the tournament champion.
Yes. I'm excited. David Evers. He's been out of the game for a while, but he's been back for a while as well. Like, he was out for a little while.
Moved to Texas.
Right after PGF, he moved to Texas.
Yeah, so we haven't seen this cat in a minute. But
we haven't seen it. I want to see what he's
training.
transformed into. That's what I want to see.
Kewan Gracie. So we've got a Gracie in there.
Okay.
I believe he's one of Hodger's students.
And he's not one of those fake Gracies where he's, his name isn't actually Gracie, but he's got Gracie tattooed on his back. He's not one of those fake ones.
And then we've got Elijah Carlton, of course, returning champ, the bad guy, the jabroni.
The bad man.
If you want to see him, go check him out on the documentary they dropped today, Grapplers on YouTube, on Brandon's channel.
Yeah.
And then we've got AJ Agazarm. And that guy, he's going to be exciting on and off the mats. We're going to hear a lot from him whether we want to or not.
Okay.
That's how AJ works.
Was he the trash talker that you talked to me about?
Oh,
you showed me a lot of his trash talking. Yeah. Okay, this is that guy. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah, quite frankly, I'm really excited.
He's gonna be really fun to watch. Yeah. I'm super pumped about this season. Yeah. Can't wait. It's gonna be in Vegas. They're gonna be giving away crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
I think it's something like
$100,000, right?
Yeah, $100,000 to the winning team.
So everybody gets 25.
20 teams of 5, so 20 per player.
Okay, 20.
And then you've also got 1,000 just for showing up. Everybody.
I didn't really.
Yeah, just for showing up.
Just for showing up, and then they have the draft money on top of that.
The draft is going to work a little bit different this time. This time the coaches have PGF coin dollars, not real dollars. So
fake
where you get drafted, the draft will be dictated. Like what team gets who will be dictated auction draft style. That will not affect how the players get paid.
But what if Brandon decides to make PGF coin a real?
No, this is how.
No, I get you, but
like a crypto,
is what I'm saying.
Doubt.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
I think it would not.
He's so into crypto. I wouldn't put it against him. It definitely would happen.
Probably not this season.
Not this next season. But this season, we'll have real
like last
PGF
season,
coin.
Obviously, like guys
brought
like
to you
Travis,
by PGF coin.
Guys like Travis got paid out pretty well from the draft.
Yeah.
But then you've got somebody like Landon Tourville who ended up. Like, he was leading on the first day, made it to playoffs. He did great, and he only got $100 because he was the 5th guy picked on his team. That kind of sucks.
Yeah,
because he didn't carry necessarily, but he did really well for himself, and he only got paid $100. It's like, well,
true.
So everybody gets $1,000 just for showing, and then there's another $20,000 for winning playoffs. So like you could
$21,000.
You could leave with $41,000, and then that's before any sponsorship stuff. That's before any. I don't know if they're doing submission bonuses. I wouldn't put it past them. There's a lot of opportunity to grow your brand as an athlete and also grow a little bit financially from this season. Like, way more than there is anywhere else in the jiu-jitsu world right now.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I'm super, super pumped about this season.
It's going to be exciting. So how many more qualifiers do we have before?
They're just doing one qualifier. It's over.
It's over.
Yeah, you only get one. There's only three spots left that they haven't announced already.
Wow.
Yeah, there's just one qualifier. He's I think taking multiple people from it.
Yeah.
He for sure took the number 1 and number 2 guy because Jamie had a really good performance, was super exciting. Yeah. And then he might, since the qualifier was in Vegas where it's going to be, I think he's going to take some of those local guys as alternates. That way, they're already there. You're not having to pay for somebody to fly out just for them to not get any matches. But yeah, it's super exciting, and I cannot wait for it.
Sorry, what are we doing next? We could go into what's up.
What do you
no. What do you got?
I wanted to talk about NASA.
Oh, before we talk about NASA, okay, yeah, let's just talk about NASA.
What do you got?
I was thinking about the AJ
Agazarm.
No, I was talking about Francis Ngannou getting knocked out by AJ.
Anthony Joshua,
yeah, Anthony Joshua.
That's
that was tough.
That's tough.
That's 2 losses.
Yeah, it is. The first one though.
First one was a win.
That's a huge moral victory and possibly even like
an actual victory.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah. On the scorebook, it's listed as a loss, but
now we know.
In everybody's heart, they were like, "Oh, Francis is a boxer." After that,
yeah.
I don't know about after this one. After this one, it's like
it's time to get back in the octagon.
It is, and he's got a real problema on his hands when he gets back in the octagon. That's this Henan Ferreira, the guy that just won the PFL Bellator title that just knocked out Ryan Bader. His nickname is El Problema.
Oh yeah,
he's 6'8", and he's a monster. He's been knocking everybody out.
Okay.
I mean,
I missed that one. I missed the PFL.
Dude, this guy
versus Bellator. Yeah.
This guy's gonna be a real issue for Francis.
Was he a Bellator or a PFL guy?
He was the PFL guy.
Okay.
Ryan Bader was the Bellator guy, and he got knocked out like in the first punch.
Well, he's definitely not going for PFL guy.
Do what?
Francis Ngannou is definitely not going to fight that guy.
He announced before.
He was connected.
He said, "I'm fighting," because he's signed by PFL,
which
owns
I
Bellator
forget about
now.
that.
They're all one company.
Yeah.
And he said the winner of this fight, like, I'm fighting them. So
okay,
he won. So he gets
now,
Francis.
Wow. Okay.
You know.
That's.
I mean, right after Francis got knocked out, I don't know if he's going to take some time off.
Oh, he should.
I don't know if he's going to chase that Tyson Fury fight.
Volkanovski should take some time off.
Volkanovski needs to take some time off.
I know he's not watching this or listening to this, but I really do feel for his well-being. Every time I've heard him talk after that knockout,
the first one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay.
After the second one, oh my! I mean,
he did get head kicked by Islam too.
Yes, but like these are like videos days afterwards. Yeah. You know, like weeks afterwards, and you're just thinking, man, this guy's having a hard time.
Yeah, he's had a rough go of it.
He's had a rough go. He shouldn't have fought that fight at that time.
No, it was too soon after the last knockout.
Way too soon. Now he's talking different. He's talking like his nose is gone. Like he's just talking like it's weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Back to El Problema.
Yeah, dude.
Versus
I think he's
Francis.
gonna be like a real challenge. For Francis, like
Does he have any jiu-jitsu?
I don't know, but he's got so much power in his hands.
Okay.
I think he's like a real contender. Like I think whenever Francis left the UFC, they didn't think there was any heavyweight contenders for him.
Yeah.
There is.
At
least one.
Yeah.
At least this guy.
Okay. I mean, he could go against John Jones.
I said outside the UFC.
Oh, outside of the UFC.
I mean, he could go out. He could fight John Jones outside the UFC if Jones decides.
They were at Karate Combat, looking each other up and down.
That was at the PFL building.
Oh, was that the PFL?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had John Jones there. They had all four. They had every heavyweight champ outside of one at that one place. They had John Jones, Francis, Ryan Bader, I can't say his name. El Problema. I'm gonna call him by his nickname because I can't.
Okay.
Henan Ferreira. I don't know for sure.
Ferreira.
They had all four guys. Just were missing the guy from one, I guess. But
that's okay. You'd have to ship him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to send him on a train that goes over water. Wouldn't that be cool if we had trains that went over water? One Piece, make that happen. Anyway, that's exciting. Speaking of MMA, this last MMA card was super. UFC 299. It was ridiculous. I thought it was great. I couldn't stay up at past 12 o'clock because I'd been at work and I just had enough. But I watched some highlights for a lot of them. So first of all, speaking of crazy looking heavyweights, Robelis de Spain.
Yeah, dude, he's a problem too. Another 6'8" guy.
Was it Taekwondo?
Yeah, dude, he's like a Taekwondo, like Olympic medalist from Cuba or something crazy like that. And I'm not the biggest on Taekwondo, but like we've seen what's his name? Yair Rodriguez, he's had some pretty good matches. We've seen Anthony Pettis have some pretty good matches. Taekwondo might be legit, man. I might have to give it a little credit.
He looked a little scary to me whenever he was fighting with his hands down. That's what freaked me out a little bit. Like if he goes against somebody.
Range, though?
Yeah, that kind of range is ridiculous. He was bringing hooks from hell, just popping them on there. Yeah. That guy, the guy he was going against, definitely didn't have the chops.
No.
He looked like
that was definitely his UFC welcome party. It wasn't his UFC gauntlet or trial or qualifier. It was a welcome party. That fight.
Yeah. They let him in, but that and then Michel Pereira, he won via rear naked choke.
That's surprising. I didn't get to see that fight. I was at Christian's fight during that time.
Yeah, Christian's fight. Let's talk about Christian's fight for a second.
10th Planet. They announced it as 10th Planet MMA, which was kind of fun. Just because I don't know.
That's great.
That's a new one. Yeah. But we went 4-0 on the weekend in MMA.
Yeah. On Friday, Saturday.
Rear naked chokes.
Yep.
Irish Taco Nathan Chambers over in
Yes.
Ireland. He picked up a rear naked choke win.
Amazing. So happy for Irish Taco.
Kyle KT, he picked up a rear naked choke win Friday night at
Yes.
Aries.
Was it mixed martial arts? What's his name on Instagram? It's like something Jesus, Korean Jesus.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Okay,
yeah.
just trying to give you a name to the face.
Yeah, and
Other
then
than
Dylan
KT.
Booker, he got a rear naked choke win.
Yeah.
His bantamweight amateur title fight.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Christian.
Amateur title fight, huh?
Yeah.
That's fun. And then he jumped on the cage and got a 90-day
Yeah,
suspension
but I
from MMA in Alabama, which is so funny.
What's a 90-day suspension from MMA in Alabama?
Not much. Not
Like,
much.
Don't come back next weekend, but we see the one after. Like, it's not really anything.
It's dumb. It was worth it. 100% worth it,
Yeah,
Dylan.
for
100%
sure.
worth
and then
it.
Christian Eccles picked up a rear naked choke win.
Yeah,
So,
in like 30 seconds,
Across
right?
the board, yeah, it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
He picked him up, gave him a little airtime, put him on the ground,
Rear naked choke.
finished it off.
Yeah. Apparently they did it in the first, the second, and the third round. So as far as like,
Oh, really?
yeah. So yeah, KT,
Yep, 'cause,
Korean Jesus. Yeah.
Third round.
Got it in the third round.
Yeah, Christian in the first.
Christian in the first,
Dylan in
and then
the second.
Dylan in the second.
And I don't know about Nathan.
Nathan was probably I'm not sure.
I
We
didn't-
only saw the rear
yeah.
naked choke, which was ridiculous because he got it on the cage while the guy was standing up,
Yeah.
trying to rake him off of
Dylan's
his back.
guy was standing with it and then slammed him, and then it didn't knock him off. He just finished the choke.
Of course, I mean I don't know why people think that's gonna knock somebody
Yeah.
off. You'd have to headbutt or something along those
It'd
lines.
have to be a pretty hard slam.
Dude, if you're gonna get me off your back, you gotta slam me pretty dang
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
Not as hard right
pretty,
now,
It's
but
pretty impressive across the board from those
it was
guys. I had a good
extremely
time watching.
impressive. Let's see, where did we hop off? We did Michelle Pereira. Okay, yep. And then MVP versus Kevin Holland.
That was a good fight. I got to see some of that.
Oh my gosh, I should have seen this coming. MVP. Well, so you saw Kevin Holland versus Wonderboy, and Wonderboy pieced him up
Yeah.
big time. You know what Wonderboy is? A point karate fighter, kickboxer, point karate. He's in and out,
I don't
in
know
and
if I
out,
disrespect
in and
him
out.
that hard, but yeah.
So right, but it's true.
Calling anybody a
He does
point
have good
fighter is-
jiu-jitsu though. I mean, I did see him like, you know what I mean? Like
He's
he
legit. He's legit.
He's I wouldn't say, I'm trying to think of another word for it, but it is really karate point fighting. It's just getting in, getting out, just doing the right thing at the right time.
Karate point fighting, you don't even have to get out.
Yeah,
You just tag them and make a loud sound. And then they point at you, and
Yeah.
they stop the fight. They point at you,
Yeah.
give you a point, and then you do it again.
Yeah, no, I've seen
It's
it.
like it's human fencing.
It's human. Yeah,
Kinda silly.
It's super silly. I think
Yeah.
super. I mean, that's why karate combat's so.
And you can't hit 'em too hard.
because it's not like don't hit them too hard.
If you knock them out, they're gonna hang a gold medal around
The
an
knock guy who got-
Olympic gold medal around. Let me wake you up.
Yep.
You know, wakey, wakey,
Wakey,
and then put a
wakey.
gold medal around your neck. at
Eggs
the
and
Olympic
bakey.
Games. That's disgraceful.
It's karate is a disgrace to the martial arts world, and I think we all need to know that and accept it into our hearts.
That guy, I am absolutely loving Karate Combat right now.
It
though.
is awesome.
I'm all for it.
Big time karate
all
combat
for it.
fan. Because it's not that way. They don't play it that way, right? They
No, it's MMA.
It's MMA.
It's MMA. They have a few rules.
with no
like,
jiu-jitsu.
There's no jiu-jitsu. They do have pit submission series at the same event, which I like. I love Karate Combat
Yeah.
because of the pit.
The
if
pit
they
is
wanted
cool.
to do full MMA fights in there, I would love it because the pit would keep people from just like wrestling on the cage the whole time.
Yeah.
Because if you want to, try to stand yourself up against the cage, you just fall down because there's a slope behind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude.
And then it's just an extension of the ground, which the cage already is, except it's like you can bounce off of it.
They changed the rules though. So it was once you knocked somebody down or swept them or whatever and ended up on top, you had like 3 seconds or 5 seconds to hit them before they stop it and let them up. Now they don't stop it and let them up unless the action stops. Like if you get to like a clinching position, like let's say you drop into a half guard,
Yeah, that'll make
they'll
you.
stop it.
Stop
If you
it.
get into you can't you can't go to mount, you can't go to a position. You have to stand over them and hit them.
Wow.
But if you like stop hitting them
I can't feel it.
or something, then they'll stand you back up again.
Really.
But it's It's pretty cool. I like it.
It's pretty cool.
It's much better than karate point fighting. It's much better than Olympic karate.
Both.
So I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well. I'm sorry I'm messing with my little.
Oh, you're good.
Little thingy thing. But yeah, point correct. But anyway, so MVP is the exact same thing. Is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I heard them say on the Simple Man earlier. They were like, he's evil Wonder Boy.
He is evil. He is 100%
I'm all
evil
for it.
Wonder Boy.
He's evil Wonder Boy.
I don't know. That's amazing. Who said the Simple Man podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I think it was Ethan Krellinston. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, he is evil. 100%. Have you heard about MVP's dad?
No.
This is like hearsay, so I'm not like big, but apparently he
Official breaking Nogi Neighbors News.
No, no, don't put that on me. But I might have heard this from Brendan Schaub, unfortunately.
Well, then we know it's true.
Then we know.
He's never been wrong.
He's never been wrong, not once, not even when he's stealing people's jokes. But anyway, apparently he was getting with a lot of students at his school's wives.
Oh,
so that's
like
MVP's
what kind
dad.
Of school? Like his martial arts.
His karate school.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, and I think he might be in jail. Actually, Jackson, talk about Karate Combat some more while I look it up, because this is actually pretty juicy.
Karate Combat had Goyito on one of the last cards. I love that guy. Comes out with the luchador mask on. So
does
much
jiu-jitsu? Does he?
Yeah. He was at Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. He's actually like a super sick martial artist.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Goyito's so much fun. And then they had like a mariachi band. They had a bunch of like super sick MMA fighters there. It was a great time. But
Curtis Page.
Huge fan of Karate Combat.
Me too. I love everything about it, except I won't watch it. Except I won't watch it.
They had Anthony Pettis versus...
is it on Fight Pass? What is it on?
I think it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, I think so.
Man.
They had it was before. It might be on Fight Pass now. I could see it going to Fight Pass for sure. But they had Anthony Pettis versus Benson Henderson on there. Like their fourth fight was on Karate Combat.
Wow,
which is very cool.
I'm looking at his personal life. We'll get in. We'll get into it later. That might have been lies.
Who knows, man? Kevin Holland could have been just running his mouth.
Man,
made it all the way back to you.
You know what? You're probably correct.
I made it all the way back to Brendan Schaub.
Oh man, I hate that guy. I don't even know why I said that. I shouldn't have said that. His father's probably a nice guy. Who knows? Anyway, so his
dad's some humble like Taekwondo.
Oh,
teacher,
just an amazing
making
person.
The world better, and you're over here just spreading falsehoods.
Oh, perfect.
Ruining his reputation.
I'm sorry, God. All right, so we have Peter Yan versus Song Yedong. Did you watch that one? I watched a lot of that one.
How would that go?
I mean, at the beginning, Song Yedong was doing great first, and then second round, it started to turn bad.
I was rooting for Song Yedong.
Yeah, me too. Especially, he went blonde for this one, so
I saw that.
I was excited for him. And especially you can only imagine the amount of like bleach they had to put in his hair, or like how long.
Because he has black hair.
He has black hair. Like my hair takes forever. So his hair must take a whole day.
Yeah.
Not to get gay, but anyway, so Peter Yan came out with the decision win. I think it was a split decision, so he definitely started to hit him. But at the beginning, Song Yedong was on fire. He was hitting every hit. He was hitting every punch. It was great. And then we have the Dustin Poirier versus Saint Denis. We already talked about that, but I'm just so happy for Dustin Poirier.
Dustin, he showed
old dogs.
He says he is, you know.
Oh yeah, he's still in it.
And Joe Rogan came out and said, "Dustin Poirier, you're the man," and he was like, "I'm just a man, Joe Rogan." It's like, all right, I'm with you.
Called the King of Louisiana, right?
Yeah, dude.
Big time. So that's it for like the main card of the UFC.
Dude, I'm trying to have a crawfish bowl with that cat.
Oh yeah,
you know that'd be fun.
Oh my God, he'd be putting all sorts of sauces into your crawfish bowl.
Oh yeah. I forgot he has his own little sauce brand.
Yeah, apparently he said in his afterwards interview that they increase your fighting ability by 10%.
Luke actually told me, and this could be false, but Luke is technically my nutritionist right now.
True. He's been making food.
Yeah, dude.
He's been on a Luke diet.
I've been eating Luke food, Luke and Sarah food. I've just been paying them to make my meals so that I can get in a little bit better shape because I was eating that fast food diet, and that's not the way to go. Now I'm having home-cooked stuff. It's
Look at
great.
him. Look at him. He looks great.
I've lost a little weight. I'm on my way down.
He's on his way down, man.
I've
Guys,
changed my training up a little bit, changed my diet up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm on a little bit of a losing streak, so I got to do something about it, man. I can't just sit around and take L's.
well, you're looking great. You're moving good.
I appreciate it. I'll maybe when it kicks in, I'll feel like I can accept it.
Yeah. Where are you at right now?
So I went down.
215?
I started at 230. I got down to 214, and I backslid a little bit. I'm up at like 217, 218.
Mm-hmm.
Gained 3 or 4 back. But yeah, still on it though. Still hammering away. So it'll come down.
Yeah, I get you. I was down, and now I'm up 3 pounds, unfortunately, but that's okay. I mean, that happens.
You've put on some muscle though. Like I can tell you've been lifting more.
Yeah, been lifting and steroids for sure.
Yeah,
corticosteroids, if that even counts.
Yeah,
I know. I just got it for my voice. I lost my voice for a certain amount of time.
Kind of funny that I've been dropping weight though, because NASA,
yes, back to NASA.
NASA. I'm super excited about NASA. NASA is the North Alabama Sumo Association.
Yes, it's me
and a few of the guys at the gym, me and Luke and Brett.
Yeah,
we decided like, hey, these people are competing in sumo. We need to go compete in sumo.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a community post for this.
Okay.
Can I put the picture that was sent to me of you and Luke?
Yeah,
of you.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I have to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's
you, Luke, and Brett.
So it started me, Luke, and Brett.
Yeah.
I've got like 2 or 3 other people that I'm talking to.
Okay.
And I mean, it's not gonna be something like super serious. You know, I'm still pursuing jiu-jitsu. That's still my main gig.
God and jiu-jitsu, I get you.
Yeah. I mean that. Yeah, but yeah. So as far as
you're
sumo
still
goes,
doing that, but we're
not gonna like start a sumo gym.
No.
And like hold regular practices.
Not overnight.
But what we are gonna do is, it's mostly people who already train in martial arts, already wrestle, already are in jiu-jitsu, whatever. Yeah. And then, hey, we're going to hold a practice. Like, we'll throw it in the group chat. Like, hey, we're having practice at Luke's on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Show up, bring your Mawashi belt. Because it's not a diaper. It's a Mawashi belt. It's got a name.
Yeah.
And we're going to see who can throw each other, like, out of the circle.
Yeah.
Or onto the ground, man. It's a combat sport. And dude, I saw it and I was like, oh, this would be fun because it's silly. Mm-hmm. I saw Sensei Seth on YouTube. I like his videos.
Yes.
I saw Sensei Seth competing and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot.
This is a silly, fun time. I
showed up. It was so fun. Like, seriously fun. Not just, oh, this is silly. But it was like, oh, no. Like, this is dope. This is really fun. So I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And we're for sure going to go compete at the Sakura Cup in Nashville in April. So
that's going to be
Brett's
exciting.
not going to make it out to that one, sadly.
Aww.
He's got to be in a wedding that day.
No.
But it's going to be me and Luke and then Kaya. The Hokage.
Kaya Jackson.
She's been talking about it. She's seems like she might be hopping on the squad.
Okay.
For this, yeah.
This is a smooth comp, right? You did this through smooth comp. Okay.
You also got to register with the USSF, the United States Sumo Federation.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, the North Alabama Sumo Association, it's official. We're a club, so we're open to getting members, training, and going to competitions and wrecking some guys. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's exciting. Well, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you get to be a big baby.
Which we got
big fat baby.
We got weight classes.
Yeah.
So I'm not just gonna be fighting giants.
Yeah.
And then also you can wear shorts under your Mawashi belt. I'm not gonna be out there cheeks out. Just
double
for
cheeked
the world
up.
To see. I'm gonna be out there. With my jiu-jitsu shorts on like normal, so it'll be fine. But it'll be a good time though. Honestly, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Like I thought Luke was gonna kind of like toss me around a little bit Saturday. When we went and had our first practice, but I was like, oh no, like I could do well in this. This could be fun. This could be fun.
You watched a little Inamaru sumo, and you're like, I can do this.
Oh, dude, I've seen that. I watch the sumo Bonsho tournaments every time they come around.
Big time.
So much fun. I've watched Sanctuary on Netflix. That's a pretty good little show. Dude, I'm in it. I've been watching sumo for a little while, so I'm pumped about this.
Wouldn't it be cool if sumo were like to take over?
Dude,
suddenly we're just excited about sumo.
I've been excited about it.
Okay.
I'm all for the martial arts growing as a whole.
Okay.
I only plan on doing grappling martial arts for the most part. I may get into striking at some point, but I just like grappling so much better. So like, yeah, dude, I'll hop in sumo. Why not? You know,
Get you.
If I had more opportunity to do like, if I had more time in the day, I'd do a little judo. I would do, you know, I'd tie up some wrestling shoes.
How much money do you think we could pay Trenton Goad to help to go with you and Luke to this competition?
To compete or to record?
Record.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, if you want to
float something, okay,
that's fine.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, Kaya's going. She's got her own little content. She's been pushing content lately.
It's true. She's got her own.
I'm sure she'll record for this.
She would.
She may hire Trenton anyway. She may have already been planning on that.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Stay tuned, guys.
I don't know, but all I know is we're gonna go win the Sakura Cup, and then after that, we may be looking to you know. Kai was saying something about wanting to go to Japan. Easy way to go to Japan. Get on Team USA Sumo. It could happen.
Stranger things have happened.
Things have happened. I mean, she's at an elite level. She's a world-class level grappler.
Yes.
She could go probably stomp anybody in there right now. I mean, if we're
being
for
realistic.
Real, I mean,
yeah. I mean, or how many women do you think are going to this
not
competition?
A lot. How many women do you think are going to a
sumo
competition in the States?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Oh man, it just reminds me of how small our sport is. I get it.
This is way smaller.
This is way smaller, but it's like, let's say you go to a bigger sport like football, and then just look at jiu-jitsu. Like, how many people are doing this?
Yeah, not a lot.
Not as many, you know, as football in the United States, like American football, and just puts it in perspective. It sort of it takes a lot of the pressure off of jiu-jitsu a little bit for me. Yeah, just like, this is just fun times.
Right.
This is just fun time. This is something I like to do.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. So like, when you look at like the ladder of like you get into jiu-jitsu and you look at the ladder of like how you get to the big league. You know, you show up at Naga. You do your novice division. Then you do your beginner division. Then you get intermediate division. Yeah. Then you do your expert division. Oh, now I've mastered Naga. I've won the belts. You know, I've done it all. Yeah. Then you hop up to like, you know, maybe then you go to Summit grappling. Yeah. Maybe you do some super fights over there. Maybe you go to finishers. Maybe you hop on like PGF and you're like PGF's huge.
It's been popping up bigger.
In the past, you'd hop on like PGF or Sapatero.
Who's number one?
Not quite.
Not there.
But then it's like, okay, let me go do the ADCC trials. Let me go do Nogi Worlds, and then it's like, okay, all like the huge long ladder to get to like ADCC at the top. That's been the way it goes. Like, you kind of gotta work your way up. It's gonna take you a while. Yeah. And this, it's like, I'm gonna do the Sakura Cup. And like, if I straight up go and dominate everybody at the Soccer Cup, I'll go to nationals. Like, straight up, like I could just go straight to like that's the next highest is like the tournament that qualifies you for Team USA.
Wow, really?
Yeah, like this sport is tiny, but
wow. Well, it's still cool.
I'm into growing martial arts in the States. If they need bodies to fill a tournament, I'm your guy. Yeah, I'm your guy. Because it's also, like I said, a lot of fun, and I feel like I could do all right. And I don't see any.
I think you could.
I don't see any issue.
What weight class are you going into?
220 this time.
220? Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
220 this time.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, the smallest weight class I think they do, which being that it's a very small sport, very new sport, the weight classes could easily change. You know, nothing's set in stone and something this niche. Yeah. But right now the smallest weight class is 187 because it's like 80 something kilograms. 85 kilograms. It's like 187. That's what Luke's doing. Okay. And I'm in the next one up at 220.
Oh, so 187, then 220, and then probably like 250.
250 and then 250 up. And there's a lot of guys in the 250 up. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
because they're the guys who are like sumo wrestlers.
They're for real, for real.
Yeah.
So
and I'm going to hop in the absolute, so I may get to.
So in the Olympics, are there weight classes?
There's not. The sumo's not in the Olympics.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
It's about to be. It's in the World Games.
Okay.
There is weight classes in the World Games.
Okay.
Everything that's like considered amateur sumo, they have weight classes. The like international amateur, which it's amateur the same way wrestling's amateur, I guess, kind of.
Yeah.
But then you've got like the pro guys that are all in Japan. They don't have weight classes.
Yeah.
They,
Yeah.
they're the ones that you see, and everybody's like, "Oh, the fat guys in diapers." It's like, yeah, when you see a funny commercial, that's what they seem like. But like, go watch them though.
Yeah.
Those are. I bet any one of those guys
Fighting
could
machines.
any one of those guys could sub in and probably play a couple drives on the line in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
O-line.
Yeah, O-line for sure.
O-line. Yeah.
For
defense. Yeah. Well, that's
Tochinoshin could totally hop.
Tochinoshin?
Yeah, dude. He's one of my favorites. He's a big Georgian sumo wrestler.
Okay.
You know, you already know Georgian fighters are good. We just saw that from Tapuria.
Tapuria, yeah.
So like, and Marab.
Yeah.
We already know the Georgians are good, but yeah, Tochinoshin. Yeah,
Tochinoshin.
He could go. Yeah.
Give me another good one. Give me another good name.
Inho.
Inho?
Yeah, Inho's dope.
What's his last name?
Sumo, once you've reached like a certain rank, like where you get paid, they just give you a fighter name.
Oh,
like,
really?
That's what you go by.
Oh, okay.
But it's
that's
not
cool.
like a fighter name like the Eagle or the Notorious.
What
just like,
what does Inho mean? It's just
I
like
don't know.
a fake
I
name.
think it's just your name. I think all names in Japanese like mean something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
most of them mean something. So I'm sure it means something. But like Tochinoshin is not a Georgian name.
Yeah. What is it?
It's Japanese, but that's his sumo name.
Oh, that's a sumo name.
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm saying.
Tochinoshin.
Yeah.
Okay,
He got
gotcha.
that after he became a pro.
Okay.
But like, Hakuho, he's
Hakuho, dude.
dude. He's the goat.
Inho and Hakuho.
Hakuho is the goat.
Okay.
He's the best.
Goat.
He's the best ever. And that's really cool too, because you got to think about it like this.
Okay.
Jiu-Jitsu's been a sport since when? Like the 80s?
Early 1930s.
Really? That's when it was like a sport?
No.
Well, like you think about like sports.
Japanese jiu-jitsu?
Well, like I'm talking about sport, not martial art.
You're talking about
because martial arts have been practiced longer.
Well, Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
If you look at like a sport, like wrestling is the oldest sport.
Okay.
I'm sure it is, but like sumo is like an ancient, like huge cultural thing over there. It's the national sport of Japan. It's probably the oldest sport in Japan.
Yeah, it's big.
Like
It's big.
super old. And they've been keeping records like forever of like who is what rank. Yokozuna is the highest rank.
Yeah.
That's your champ.
Yeah, that's who you
There's not been a ton of like in terms of how like old the sport is. There's not been a ton of Yokozuna for how old the sport is. Mm-hmm. The GOAT of the sport was here in 2019. That's cool to think about.
What do you mean it was here?
Like Hakuho retired in 2019.
And then he came to the United States?
No, I'm just saying like in a sport that's that old, the GOAT is in this era. And that's cool.
Greatest of all time.
We got to see the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're
like,
talking about.
Like
Gordon Ryan.
I'm not huge on basketball, and you know, one of the things that's a little bit of a bummer to me about basketball is I'll never be able to witness Jordan play in my era.
Yeah,
him being the GOAT.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, that's lame. But like, I got to watch Hakuho while he was the GOAT in sumo.
That's pretty cool.
Like while he was like competing.
So were you into sumo before you got into jiu-jitsu?
Were
you
I
just
was
into
watching it at the same time. I was watching jiu-jitsu before I was doing jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
that's different from me.
I wanted to start, but I wasn't ready to quit baseball yet, and I knew as soon as I was done with baseball, I was going to go over. Also, like I didn't have a job, wasn't driving. I was in high school.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu was an hour away.
Yeah, you started way earlier than I did.
Yeah, but I was watching UFC. I was watching jiu-jitsu. I didn't know what I was watching, but like I was watching like
maybe
Craig Jones and Gordon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I was watching sumo because like sumo's dope. Dude.
Sumo's dope.
I wasn't super heavy into it at the time, but
yeah,
I was watching it a little.
Okay. That's great. I'm happy that you like sumo that much. I don't, but that's okay.
It's so fun.
It is. It's fun to watch.
I'm about to be
big
the Alabama
dudes.
Yokozuna.
You're about.
If I win the Sakura Cup, that might go in my Instagram bio. I don't know.
So do you get a cup?
If you're gonna call a tournament
a Sakura
cup, you better have a cup at the end. I don't know. I don't know if you gotta win the absolute to win the cup.
Yeah, do they run an absolute?
Yeah.
That's the question. Wow, okay, all right.
Sensei Seth's going to be in the tournament too, so I'm hoping to run into him.
Really?
Yeah, he's a big YouTuber.
So how much? What's his weight? What's his weight?
He's the weight class above me, I believe. So I think he's doing like the 250.
Wouldn't it be cool if it was like your weight class?
Yeah.
You have to fight Sensei Seth.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll probably go against his teammates though.
Maybe in the absolute?
Yeah, I'm hoping to run into him in the absolute.
Okay.
So.
This is going to be a hard martial art. I hope you know, like, people are going to be slapping you in the face.
I don't know if you can, I don't know if so strikes probably aren't legal.
Okay.
In international, because you have to get the commission involved, and I can't see a sport this niche getting the commission involved.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't see people doing blood work for sumo.
Yeah,
you know
blood work for sumo.
Probably not happening. Probably not happening.
Yeah. That's
so
that's
it's
gonna
probably
be super
it's probably
fun.
gonna be purely grappling. I don't know. I'm ready to get clubbed though. You know, if it happens.
Be ready to club back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we need CJJ open strikes just standing.
I think that's dumb. Because it's just going to be MMA without closed fists.
That's true. It would just be MMA without closed fists. You're right.
We've got Game Bread. I'm kind of for Game Bread.
I want the Game Bread to keep going.
Yeah, Game Bread's cool.
It needs
Game Bread's really cool.
Okay. Yeah.
It's bare knuckle MMA.
I guess you got a point. It is bare knuckle MMA. You got a point.
No gloves to keep you from grappling well.
Yeah.
If you just want to go in and heel hook somebody, you can.
Yeah, it's true.
Without as much problem as you would have had with gloves on.
I think gloves help you heel hook.
You think so?
Big time. I think so.
If I think about somebody trying to heel hook me with a glove on, I feel like it's going to be easier for me to slip my ankle.
Sure, but think about how like the glove could help compress. Just like if I had the glove, that's gonna stick on you, on top of my hand sticking on you.
I think it's going to be more of a hindrance.
I guess you can't really feel it. You can't really feel it on your wrist sorry.
I feel like if you already know how to
slip
heel hooks and stuff, I feel like you're gonna be able to do it easier if they got gloves on. That's what I think off the top of my head. I don't have a ton of experience doing it.
I get you.
I grapple with a few guys with gloves on, but like
yeah, it's harder. It's definitely harder to grapple with gloves on. That's just the truth.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. But if you can like sink in a rear naked choke with gloves on, there's like
that's tough.
That's not tough. I mean, that is tough. It can be tough, but once you get it in, it's so much harder to get it. Yeah, coming off. Yeah.
Like when Scaff was talking about the rear naked choke, like being here, and like instead of rearing back to throw this other hand here, keeping your chin here and just getting it across.
Yeah,
being better, like
chin on top,
being better technique. Mm-hmm. When you think about that little of a difference, making a big difference in like the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if that's going to make a big difference, then I imagine having these fat, chunky gloves on is going to make a huge difference trying to, get your grip for grappling or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have anything else on the docket?
I think... So I got one more.
Okay, all right.
About this time of year, every 2 years, this is the time of year where people start complaining.
About?
Because invites have been announced for ADCC, and everybody thinks they have earned one. Or a lot of guys think they have earned one, and they haven't gotten one. Who do you think gets the invites? How do you think it should work? The way it currently works. Because, Roberto Jimenez.
Yes.
I think, not for sure, I think it was him that was complaining and saying, what more do I need to do? What more do I have to prove?
Yeah.
Like, I should get an invite, but I don't think he's got an invite. So, and I mean, Roberto Jimenez, dude, he's one of the top guys in the world. He's a world-class grappler for sure. Yeah. He was there last time. I think he should have been there last time. He just had a match with Nicky Rod. Looked good.
Looked great.
He is an elite grappler. When Mo was defending his position on why he can't have one, it's, all right, so 16 spots. Not going to be more than 16. It's a 16-man bracket.
Yeah.
You've got your trials winners. There's 4 regions for trials. 2 trials in each region. So that's 8. That's half the bracket full already.
Yeah.
So that's 8 spots already accounted for.
Yeah.
Well, then you've also got your guys who qualified from last year. The winner, I want to say all medalists. The winner for sure, the gold medalist for sure. But I want to say all medalists get an automatic invite.
Yeah.
And he pushes for anybody who makes it to the semifinals. So if you were in the Final Four, if you're placed 1 through 4th in ADCC, he pushes for you to get an invite. That only leaves 4 more spots. So, like, that's tough. And then maybe you're the champion from, like, the year before that, because he said Mateus Denise has got an invite.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to argue that Mateus Denise doesn't need to be there? He won in 2019. Like, the dude's sharp. Throw him in. And then you're left with, like, Roberto and, like, you know, there's J-Rod. There's... I can't think off the top of my head, but there's a lot of other very deserving guys.
Yeah.
Like, do you think there's another tournament specifically that if you win, you should be in?
Other than ADCC, well, I mean, this is ADCC.
So trials gets you a spot.
Definitely gets you a spot. That you should win.
Like if you
win,
like we'll say the Who's Number 1 belt or EBI or CJJ Worlds.
EBI, I think.
I mean, it is a different rule set.
EBI.
Historically, it's been, I think, easier to win than ADCC.
True. Maybe.
But like, Roberto said, what more do I need to do? And in my opinion, like, what more can you do besides
CJJ.
win a trials? Well, see, he's a CJJ champ. He has done that.
Well, is he the current CJJ champ?
See, they don't do CJJ often enough to, like, really... Like, the last time they did his weight class, I think, was... No, he could have done 185.
But he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't do the 185 one. That's the one Ryan Aitken won.
Okay.
But I want to say he's the... No, he was going to do one he didn't do. I was thinking of the Rotolo brothers. Because Cade's a CJJ champ.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he could do CJJ. I don't know. Like... it sucks that he's so accomplished and he still doesn't get an invite. But at the same time, when you've only got 4 spots left, until somebody pulls out with an injury, it's hard to justify giving him one over Mateus Denise. Because Mateus Denise got gold at ADCC in 2019.
Well, I mean, he could just say there's just not enough.
No, yeah, like that's what he did. Like he doesn't get a spot right now.
Yeah,
but like, what equivalent can you win to being the gold medalist from 2019?
I mean,
like, there's
I
not
definitely
really
wanted
anything
to
else
say
out there.
CJJ, but I guess CJJ can't be that.
I mean, I'm with you. Like, if you win CJJ,
subversive.
if you win one of those CJJ shows, like, you should be. I think that should go towards something for sure.
Yeah.
See, like, judo has, like, their Olympic qualifier. They have, like, these Grand Slam tours, and if you win a specific tournament, you get a specific amount of points towards, like, who's ranked where. But that gets kind of tedious, because then, like, you could be the best guy, but you have to compete all the time. And, like, you have to compete at certain things. Like, you can't go compete in what you want to. So that wouldn't really work for jiu-jitsu. I don't know.
I can't think of another one other than just things that would make the PGF.
Yeah,
you
dude.
should win the PGF.
I mean, if you win the PGF, I feel like
there you go.
at the point the PGF's at now, I feel like it should count towards something. I think
Yeah.
if you win, see, Roberto Jimenez did like double gold at Black Belt Worlds at IBJJF, but it's like it's IBJJF.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, the tournament's made. A tournament is only as important as the guys that are there. Like, if ADCC came around next time and it's a bunch of people nobody's ever heard of,
No one cares.
because everybody went to another promotion or something, you know, whatever happened,
Yeah.
then ADCC no longer matters.
Yeah.
It's where's Gordon, where's Nicholas Marigali, where are the Rotolo brothers, where's everybody at? That's what makes, you know, like your biggest wins are only really as big as the guys you beat there. So if you win Black Belt Worlds and you beat Nicky Rod there, yeah, it's a pretty big win. But if you win Black Belt Worlds and nobody can remember a name that you beat there, it's like, what's the point?
What is the point? I agree. I don't know. I think he should just not have to defend his position. I mean, Mo, right?
Yeah.
He basically puts the whole thing together.
I like that it's such a crazy tournament that somebody like Roberto might not get an invite. I personally
cool.
really want Roberto there. Mm-hmm. Whether he gets there from an injury or he goes and wins trials or like him having to do trials is kind of like, dude, like I've already been on the show.
So you think it's a testament to how big jiu-jitsu has gotten?
I think it's a testament to how big jiu-jitsu has gotten for one, and also just like how crazy ADCC is.
How awesome! Yeah. You went to ADCC.
I did go to ADCC.
So you know how crazy it
was. Insane. I don't think I'm going to go this year. I'd really like to. I just don't think it's going to be in the cards this year.
Yeah.
But dude, ADCC was the biggest sports event I've ever been to, other than like I went to like the Peach Bowl one time.
Okay.
But like I didn't really care that much because it was football.
Yeah,
football's cool, but it's not jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
But dude, it was so cool. ADCC was one of the coolest experiences like traveling I've had for sure.
Yeah. I was super jealous whenever you went. But what I'm saying, I saw this thing on Brandon's story recently. He basically just reposted somebody else's thing saying that, I just watched jiu-jitsu on Friday. I'm gonna watch another competition on Saturday and another competition on Sunday, and we're gonna watch it watching it on TV.
Yeah, the sport's popping off.
The sport is popping off.
It's great. It's been really cool to watch. Like even in the last 5 years that we've kind of been around it since 2019. In the last 5 years, it's exploded.
Yeah.
So imagine being somebody like Brandon, who at one point was like, he was the highest ranked guy in 10th Planet. Like there wasn't a guy in a state touching his that was a higher ranked 10th Planet guy than him. And he was a blue belt.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a blue belt in Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, or Tennessee that was in 10th Planet. Now, I mean, you can't leave town without running into a black belt. It's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I work with a brown belt. Didn't even know.
Did you run into people?
I work in the same building as a black belt.
Yeah.
Didn't expect that.
And it's also, like, it's not the same thing as when that happened with karate. Because this is a show me sport. Yeah. If you work in the same building with a black belt or a brown belt or whatever, and you're like, oh, dude, that's dope. Let's go hit the mat Saturday at open mat.
Yeah.
You're going to find out real quick if they're not who they say they are.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True. So versus karate, it's just like...
It's a lot of people actually got good at martial arts. Not a lot of people are claiming something. It's a lot of people got good. A lot of people learned something. That's, the sport grew.
That's awesome.
Martial art in the sport, it grew.
It grew. And
that's dope.
And, the sport has gotten much bigger. That's what I've just loved the most about it. Because doing the martial arts, like, it's so hard to explain it to people. Mm-hmm. And these people and then once you explain it, once you find...
Dude, get on a dating app. You'll find out real fast.
Oh my God.
Nobody knows.
Don't care.
Nobody knows.
I put like a highlight in my profile.
You're teaching kids to punch boards? Like, no.
No, dog.
No.
We're choking people out.
Yeah, dude. Teaching kids to choke each other.
Exactly.
Much better.
Even better. I explained it to my parents. I'm like, I teach these kids to fight each other, and they fight each other, and it's awesome. It's like Pokemon. Exactly. It's just so cool.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon.
Toddler Fight Club, bro.
Yeah, big fight club, totally legal. Everybody's excited about it.
One of the highlights of my day some days is like running a 5-year-old King of the Hill wrestling tournament.
And there's 6 of them.
And there's 6 of them. And it's the same 6 of them, and they're gonna go at it. It's so fun.
And then one of them really, really surprises you,
dude.
Oh my gosh!
Took down the other day, and wasn't having it.
But
you know what? That's an important lesson for because now he's like, oh, I lost, and I've got to be able to be a good sport about it. I've got to be able to not get discouraged by it. I'm like, when a kid cries in class, sometimes that's a kid being whiny. Yeah. Sometimes that's also a kid learning a really important life lesson.
Big time.
And I think for that might have been.
Why, Jackson? Why did you have to say their names? I had to bleep those. I don't want.
And and it's not like, oh, he's gonna learn every big life lesson here. This isn't the most important thing, but He's gonna learn some of them here. I've learned some of them there.
Yeah.
So that's dope.
At big time. Even there's that learning from the experience, but also it's whenever they have to sit out because they're being rambunctious.
Yeah, man, you gotta learn
too
how to
rambunctious.
act.
I feel that because whenever you see your friends doing jiu-jitsu, you just so badly want to do it.
Yeah,
you
man,
want to do it.
Play with your food. You can't sit at the table.
You can't sit at a table, and then they ask me why I don't want to come in and sit down and watch class while I'm like I've been hurt. I'm like, no, it's sad. I get sad.
Yeah, you feel like you're being punished, but really you're just injured.
You're just in pain. Yeah, it's whatever. Anyway, I feel that. I feel for them. I feel for the kids. They're doing great. We had that kids competition. That was super.
That was
fun
a good
to watch.
experience. That was a really good experience.
For a lot of them, that was a great experience.
There's another one like in a month or two at one tribe. I don't know if it's in house or not. Like I don't know if we're allowed to bring ours, but if we are, I'm gonna ask about it. I'm gonna ask Daniel and John and them and see if we can.
Yeah,
they might be over there.
They'll be like, no, it's one tribe.
Well, if it is just like an in-house tournament,
yeah,
that's totally cool. But if it is open, because it's kids, kids is different.
I myself felt bad watching whenever our kids would lose. It hurt me, and then I felt like some of the parents mad at me. That was a weird experience.
Yeah.
They're like, because of this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll go over it. I swear.
mean, most of our kids did really well. Some of them it was their first time.
Yeah, a lot of them it was the first time.
Most people are gonna lose their first time because odds are it's your first time and it's not the other kid's first time.
True.
That girl from 10th Planet Huntsville, our sister school.
Oh yeah,
she's very good. I've seen her compete before. She's got
great.
Rubber guard.
Yeah.
Or if I had rubber guard when I was 8 years old,
yeah.
You know where I would be?
Yeah, you'd be pretty hardcore right now.
Yeah, dude, I'd be so hardcore. So I can't get too mad at that.
No.
And I think a little bit of the kids' experience is what's rule number 1?
Yeah, everyone gets what?
Rule number 1.
You got to be a good sport.
You gotta want it.
Oh,
because it don't matter about the rest of it. If you don't get rule number 1 right,
there's
some of that in me too. Sometimes you gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
You gotta get out there and go get it.
Go get it. Some of that, you mean the not wanting it enough?
Yeah, dude, I got some of that in my heart a little bit sometimes.
I do understand that. For me, I have a little bit of that in my heart too, where I'm just like, this is awful. I just want to leave.
Yeah,
this sucks.
Sometimes I get on bottom and I'll get frustrated.
Yeah.
And I'll start grabbing for stuff that ain't there. Get myself in a bad position.
Yeah.
And I'm like, or I'll get to like turtle and it's like, okay, I gotta fight to get out. Like I can't stop moving here.
Yeah.
But I'm tired.
So you stop.
So I stop moving.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got hooks in.
Yeah.
Man, I failed rule 1, dude.